Hello, I'm Fabien Lobel. I'm a PhD student from France. I work with Oniris on XLStat, and I will present you today ClusBlock, which is a package for clustering datasets. So the data consider are blocks on the same observation, but the variables can be different from one block to another. The main goal of this package is to build clusters of these blocks. So there are more and more situations where users have to deal with several blocks of variables. For example, we can have a data set we repeated in time or space. We can have different sources of measurement to characterize the same observation. And in sensory analysis, this kind of data is very common with, for example, the projective mapping, the free choice profiling, or the checkers that apply. The package ClusBlock is on CRAN. It has several functions. So if you have multi-block data, you can perform an analysis with the statis method. If you want to clustering, you have the clustatis method. You have an option to add a noise cluster to detect the atypical blocks. And if you have a lot of data, there is just a partitioning algorithm akin to K-means, which is faster than the general procedure. If you have checkers that apply data or free sorting data in sensory analysis, we have specific methods in the package. So let's talk about the aim of the package. With the clustatis method, we want to cluster blocks of quantitative variable describing by the same observation, but the variables can be different from one block to another. First of all, we have a test to know if there is more than one cluster. We have a recommended number of clusters on graphical displays for the important choice of the number of clusters. We have indices to assess the homogeneity of clusters for better understanding the cluster solution. We have the possibility to introduce a noise cluster to detect atypical datasets and improve the homogeneity of the cluster. And we have graphical representation with the observation in each cluster, the weights, and more. So the clustatis method works with WI, which is the scalar product matrices of the datasets, and all the WI have the same dimension, n by n, the observation by observation. So we have not problem if the variables are different. We have a compromise by a cluster which is a block which reflects the most as possible all the blocks in the cluster. And the aim of clustatis is simply to minimize the distance between each dataset and its cluster compromise, which is exactly equivalent to maximize the similarity represented here by the Hervé coefficient between the dataset and the cluster compromise. And if we have just one block, we find the statis method, which is a multi-block data analysis. There are two solutions to minimize the criterion D of clustatis. The first is a hierarchical clustering algorithm. So at each step, the smallest increase of D is taken, and at the end we have a dendrogram. And we have a partitioning algorithm. At each iteration, we aggregate each dataset with the nearest compromise, which is the similarity is given by the RV coefficient. And these two algorithms are complete each other, since you can take the results of the hierarchical clustering algorithm with a specific number of clusters as an initial partition for the partitioning algorithm. We are for the help with the number of clusters. We have a permutation test to know if there is more than one cluster. The permutation test is based on the second eigenvalue of the similarity matrix. And we have a recommended number of clusters computed by an adaptation of the Artigan index, but we have also graphical displays. So here is a picture to introduce a noise cluster. So we all the points are blocks, and all the points in a circle are the points kept in the cluster. So, the noise cluster will detect blocks which are totally atypical, like here, or the blocks between two clusters, like here or here. This improves the homogeneity of the clusters, and you can make stronger conclusions. To introduce a noise cluster, we have to modify the criterion by given to each data set the square of the similarity with its cluster compromise, or the square of a row result. This result is between 0 and 1, and it's automatically computed by the package. So the partitioning algorithm changes. At each iteration, we aggregate each dataset with the nearest compromise or to the noise cluster if the similarity with all the compromise is lower than the result. So let's see examples. I will work with projective mapping on smoothies in the package. The data are in the package Sansomarine Air. There are 8 smoothies, and we have 24 subjects. Each subject have a data set. So for example, this is a subject. Each subject places the product in a paper sheet, and we keep the X and Y coordinates of this paper. So we have one data set by subject. Here it is only one subject, but there is a lot of subjects on the same observation, which are here the products. So the test indicates that clustering is not necessary. So we can just perform an analysis with the STATIS method. In the air package, you have to put the blocks. The blocks are the number of variables by block. So there is 2 variables by subject and 24 subjects. So the argument is that we have a graphical representation of the observation to see the proximity among the observation, which are the product here. we have the projection of each data set of each product of each data set here to see the dispersion between the data set for products. And the statis method works with weights by given a big weight to the data sets which have a big agreement with the other data sets, and a small weight if not. So we can see here that the subject 4 and 2 have a very poor agreement with the other subject here. Another example is product mapping of yogurt. We have 100 of subjects, and the test indicates that clustering is necessary. So for the package, we indicate that we want a noise cluster here, and the displays of the dendrogram suggest us to cut in 4 clusters, but there is another display interesting. It's just the variation of criterion after the consolidation. The consolidation is a partitioning algorithm, and we can see we have a gap between the partition in 4 clusters and partition is 3 clusters. We can make a summary of the clustatis results to see the homogeneity of the clusters. So we can see without clustering we have 24% of homogeneity. This homogeneity is improved in all the clusters except the noise cluster, which is formed by the atypical data sets and the data sets between 2 clusters, and the overall homogeneity is almost twice better than without clustering. We have, for example, the graphical representation of the observation in the product here of the cluster 1 and the cluster 2 to see the differences between the clusters. Why there are more than 1 cluster, why they are different, and we can see the main difference is that the product P5 and P9 are totally opposite in the cluster 1 and they are together in the cluster 2. So to conclude, the ClustBlock package contains clustering methods for multi-block datasets. We have several indices to assess the quality of the cluster solution to better understanding. We have the possibility to discount a typical dataset for improve the homogeneity. We have an help for the choice of the number of clusters, since this choice is very important with a graphical display and a recommendation. We have an analysis of each cluster with graphical representation to see the differences between the clusters. We have the possibility of analysis without clustering with the statis method, for example. We have multi-start procedure in the package if you have a lot of data. And if you work with checkers that apply on free sorting data, we have specific methods. Thanks for your attention.
Thank you. We have time for some questions or comments.
Hello, thank you. Maybe I've missed information, but what is the metric used to compute the homogeneity of each cluster and say, and know you have the right number of cluster?
Is the first second value of the Hervé matrix divided by the number of blocks.
Thanks for the talk. Maybe a very basic question, but maybe Mr. So your blocks are by column, which means you have a one-to-one mapping for the observations because you always have the same rows. Why are the blocks an issue in the first place? Why would you not just group the data and do the clustering? I think on the very first slide you showed that the blocks are by feature, by column, but you always have the same rows. So basically I don't understand the application. Maybe it's me.
I think what he means is that you have several matrices when you start doing your clustering. Can't you just put everything into one matrix and do a regular clustering?
So no, only one cluster.
The features, not the observations. He's clustering the matrices. The blocks are So each block. Not the observation. Not the observation.
So if I understand well, so this is a soft clustering in which you can choose your threshold to which a given individual belongs to a given cluster, and it doesn't hold to that threshold. It goes to the noise group. Am I right? Is running? Is there a membership threshold that you can choose? Below which the individual goes into the noise cluster. Is that right, or am I wrong?
You can choose your threshold with the partitioning algorithm if you want, but we have a threshold automatically computed in the package. If you have no idea of the threshold.
Last one.
Each block can have different set of variables, columns, and or they could all have the same set of variables.
No, they can have the same set of variables or not. It's not a problem.
But are the variables shown in any way in any of the graphical representations? The actual the names of the columns.
Oh no.